transmitter for the camera. Well, I popped this off, and very easy to do. There are a couple of screws. One is out, the second one's here. By removing the screw, and Phillips screwdriver does a nice job, this panel pops off. Like so. And the plan is we'll put the transmitter right in here. So what I'm going to be working on is getting the transmitter into this area, which will be behind the plastic somewhat, hopefully. Make sure it clears the latches. And we should be able to transmit a signal into the monitor. The polarity of the bulb, so we know. I've turned on the parking light, as you can see. Pulling this out, got a voltmeter, handy dandy Fluke process meter actually, and we're going to check to see where's the voltage. And if you look at the meter, you'll see that's 13 point some odd volts, and that's on this side of the lead. So that's the voltage. This is the voltage to the bulb. This is what we need to connect positive to. Negative is grounded, and for this test my voltmeter negative lead was grounded. We're going to see if this goes in, and obviously the first problem I got is the rear light is right in the way, so this is going to go down and upside down. But I want to make sure the bolts pattern matches, and two of them do. Two of them do, two of them don't. But that's okay, so we're good. Okay, we fed the cables through and soldered one. This is the negative. Now I'm cutting the insulation off the positive, and we'll solder that. Okay, so we have a nice shiny bare connection there, and we'll wrap the positive onto that. Skin that back, wrap it, and solder it. Tape the whole thing up, and we'll be good to go. We're ready to solder this. Won't take very much. Just the iron, a little solder here, and away we go. Electrical tape, and we're good to go. Now, heat shrink tubing would have been better, but in close quarters like this, I find that it's very difficult because the heat of the soldering iron will take care of the tubing, and normally I would slide one over each conductor, and that's the problem. That's it. About ready to put it back together. Now we're going to fasten this. We're going to do it without the license plate itself. So there you go. That's one in place. Okay. So now we're going to rotate the camera so that everything is right side up without switching the monitor, because it's the camera that throws the grid into the bottom. 4 screws. Okay, so rotate the camera with the screwdriver in your mouth. Don't film me, but you can see the screwdriver.
Yep.
These things require more hands. More hands than some of us have. But anyway, now the camera has been rotated 180 degrees. And I'll screw this back in. At least get them started. Come on, line up. There we go. Make sure it's nice and tight. Obviously, it's helpful to have all the little tools and things. A couple of screws. It's a sunny 51 degrees. I've been waiting for a decent day to do this. Very difficult to solder. And just basically do a lot of these small things. If your hands are cold, the tools are cold. And what's worse, things like tape don't like to adhere, and wires don't like to bend the way they do when they get above 50 degrees. All kinds of little problems. So, okay, tighten it up now. I'm going to put some electrical tape over these screws.
Why is that?
Well,
moisture?
I didn't use Loctite on them, which is a thread lock, but I'm going to put a little tape here. It'll be almost as good.
I'm going to turn.
I didn't put Loctite, thread Loctite or whatever on these, but what I'm going to do is just put a piece of tape back here. Not as good, but it will keep it from popping off. And I'll cut that little excess in a moment. Same thing here. There, we're done. There's the transmitter. I marked it with a T. I call it the transmitter because you just easily mark it as with a C for camera. There's the antenna. It's all ready to go.
Where's the antenna?
Right under my hand there.
Oh, okay.
So it's pretty visible.
Okay.
This, got to watch out for this. I'm going to put a piece of tape up here to keep this from running into that.
Did you want to do that now?
Yeah, I'm going to do that before we close it up,
Okay.
and then I'm going to seal it. So this is the grand finale.
Okay.
Looks like it's all going to go back together. I have the transmitter here. And we'll put a couple screws in, and we'll see how it goes. There. We're going to see if it all works. Doors are closed. Upside down because we re-rotated it. Son of a gun. There you go.